In the last stream, we were working on setting up our miniaturization field projector, which between streams I have moved underground. You'll notice right now these are not online, they're not projecting the big orange square. I'm actually not quite sure why that is. I have heard from some of the other people playing on the Patreon server here that this mod has been a little bit buggy for us. It has caused a couple of crashes, and so for now, I'm not going to worry about that too much because we're not going to use those today. Today, what I want to work on is upgrading the pedestal that we acquired at the end of the last stream, and specifically upgrading the effects of this fertilizer upgrade to allow us to grow things like these inferium seeds even faster than we're already growing them. So you may remember that at the end of the last stream, I showed off some of the enchantments that you can get for the pedestal upgrades. Specifically, the one that we would like to get is the pedestal speed enchant, and preferably, we would like to get pedestal speed 5. If we can get that, that will modify the speed of the current fertilizer upgrade to be 20 times faster than it currently is. And it's already fairly quick. It's not lightning fast, but it does already make this inferium seed grow significantly faster than it did previously. So to get that, we're going to have to do a couple of things. What we could do here, if we wanted to, is that we could just take this pedestal upgrade, put it into an enchantment table with some lapis surrounded by bookshelves, and that would give us the ability to enchant the actual pedestal upgrade. However, there's no guarantee that we would get the upgrade that we like. In fact, it's highly unlikely that we would get the pedestal speed 5 enchantment, even if we get a level 30 enchant. It's actually much more likely that we get something like pedestal speed 3, or maybe something like range 5 or capacity or area, something along those lines. However, there are ways that we can tweak the system a little bit more in our favor. One of those ways is by using this guy right here, the enchantment focused book. The pedestal mod actually adds these enchantment focused books specifically for each of the different aspects or each of the different enchantments that you can get. So speed, range, area, capacity, magnet, and advanced. And so what we can do is we can take the enchantment focused book for speed, put that into a regular enchantment table, and at that point we're guaranteed to be given 3 offers for speed. We'll probably get speed 1, speed 2, and speed 3, and from there we can just combine multiple speed 3 books into a speed 4 book, and multiple speed 4 books into a speed 5 book, at which point we should then have an extremely fast fertilizer upgrade for very, very fast mystical agriculture growth. So, right out of the gate, let's go see if we can't make a regular old enchantment table. We should be able to do that fairly easily. It's quite possible we are going to need some more slime balls today, especially if we're going to make 15 bookcases, which we're definitely going to want to do. We need 45 books, which means we need 90 patterns, 45 slime, and then 135 paper. Somebody in the Twitch chat does make a very good point that because we have our mob spawner here, we do have 2,000 slime balls in the system, which is perfect. We actually do not need to get more slime whatsoever. Instead, really the only thing we're going to be missing here is paper, and as luck would have it, we can get paper from sawdust, and we can get sawdust from very quickly hammering down some logs here. Of course, if we wanted to, we could try and utilize some of the sugarcane that we got in the last stream. However, it is probably going to be significantly faster here for us to just hammer down some regular dark oak logs and then craft that up into even more paper. So 50 books later, we should be able to make, ideally, at least 15 bookshelves here. Once again, we are just missing a couple of planks, although in this case, it's just JEI not liking the different type of plank. I think if we were to do something like this, we should be able to get those bookshelves nice and quickly. And so now we have to find a place to put this, which is definitely easier said than done. In fact, I think I might put it over here for now. If we do something like this, and we'll put the last 2 maybe here and here. So that should give us level 30 enchants. It does. And you'll see right now, if we just put in the pedestal upgrade, the options are pedestal range and pedestal area, neither of which we would like. So back here, if we want to make the focused enchantment book for speed, we need a regular book, a linking tool or a backwards linking tool, and a diamond, all of which we have. And we are going to need more of these later on down the line today, but for now, we'll take this one. Right now, you'll notice that we do not have 30 levels worth of experience. We only have 25. However, over here by our mob spawner, we do have 782,000 millibuckets worth of XP. And what we can do here is we can craft this guy, the XP tap, from mob grinding utilities. It says attached to the side of a tank will turn fluid XP back into orbs. And so essentially, we've banked all of our XP orbs in this jumbo tank. And so now if we do something like this and like this, we start to get all of those XP orbs back. And so it should be nice and easy for us to get up to level 30. At which point we can head on back around to our enchantment table, drop in the focused book of speed. Of course, we do need to get a little bit of lapis. Boom and boom. And there we go. We have pedestal speed 3. Now, the one caveat of using this book is that, unfortunately, now we cannot just directly apply this to the pedestal upgrade using the traditional anvil method. We can't just get an anvil, put both the book and the pedestal in, and, get an upgraded pedestal upgrade. That's not, unfortunately, how it works. And in fact, if we look at the information tab in JEI here, it says can only add enchantments from book to upgrades with the anvil upgrade, which is a little awkwardly worded, but essentially it means that we have to use this pedestal upgrade called the XP anvil upgrade. We have to use that on a pedestal to apply our new enchantment to a pedestal upgrade so that we can make another pedestal better. So, the way this works, first things first, we need to make the XP anvil upgrade. This does, in and of itself, require an anvil. Thankfully, we should have more than enough iron here to make a regular old Minecraft anvil. We do. We also need a pedestal upgrade base, which we are going to have to make another one of. In fact, we're going to have to make 2 more of these. We made our first one in the last stream, and so in fact, I was mistaken earlier. We are going to need the miniaturization projection field. I think all we should have to do is break and replace one of these field projectors, and that should bring our whole array of field projectors hopefully back online. So a quick break and replace later, and we have our orange cube back once again. Let us check in here. Do we have the uranium? We do indeed. So we need 12 uranium blocks, 8 zinc blocks, and 7 gold blocks per cube, and we are going to have to make 2 cubes here. So we need 24 uranium blocks, which we should be able to do here. We can. Perfect. We then need 16 zinc blocks, which we also just about should be able to do. We're a little shy on zinc. And then we need 14 gold blocks. The 14 gold blocks should definitely be doable. So in terms of zinc, how much more do we have here? We've got 5 more, which is going to get us 10 more zinc, which would take us to 15 blocks, which would leave us just 1 shy of what we need. While we wait for that zinc to process, though, let's grab 1 ender pearl, and let's get at least the first upgrade here. Okay, so we have 1 out of the 2 pedestal upgrade bases that we need here. Unfortunately, we are still waiting for zinc. We do have 7 out of the 8 blocks, but the overworld matter is being sifted, and so hopefully we should get that extra block of zinc fairly soon here. While we wait for that, I do want to take a quick detour into the world of mechanism. So we've not really touched on mechanism at all thus far, outside of the pipes and the power cables. However, one thing that we should probably invest in is, at the very least, an energy cube, somewhere to store all of the power that we're generating so that in case we end up changing our power system, or in case for some reason our lava power goes down, we have a bit of a buffer to work us through until we get a power system back online. So in order to make the energy cube from mechanism, this guy right here, we need 4 redstone, 2 iron, 1 steel casing, and then 2 energy tablets. The energy tablets are made with redstone, gold, and infused alloys, and the steel casing is made with glass, a machine frame, and 4 steel ingots. Now, both the steel ingots and the infused alloys in this mod pack are made using a machine called the Metallurgic Infuser, this guy right here, which thankfully is real easy to make. 2 furnaces, 4 iron, 2 redstone, and 1 osmium gets us a Metallurgic Infuser. For now, we will break the trend, I think, and place this down in the thermal expansion room just because we have a power line here ready to be used. And the way that this works is you put the item that you want to process in the red slot in the middle here, and then in the yellow slot, you can put a catalyst material. So for example, if we wanted to make infused alloys here, we put iron in the red slot, and the catalyst material in this case is redstone. So if we quickly grab, at the very least, I think 4 iron and 4 redstone, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, what we should be able to do is put the redstone on the left slot with the iron in the middle, and that should get us 4 of these infused alloys. Nice. So once we have the 4 infused alloys, the only other thing we need then is the steel. We need 4 steel. Steel is made in the exact same way, but instead of putting redstone into this catalyst slot, we put in coal. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 with 4 iron, like so. That is going to get us 4, I believe, enriched iron. Yeah, this in and of itself isn't steel. What we can do with this is we can put it through the metallurgic infuser again with 4 more coal. You can also use charcoal, anything that results in carbon in that left-hand slot. But if we put it through again, that gets us steel dust. We can then take that steel dust and smelt it in, I guess, our blast furnace because it's faster, and we get steel ingots. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. And once that 4 steel dust is done, as I mentioned, we can just throw that in over here. So we'll do 2 in there, and I guess 2 in here as well. We can also throw in a little bit of coal in here and in here. And at that point, chat, I think we should be pretty much good to go to make this energy cube. So let's get 2 of these energy tablets. For the steel casing, we are going to need another machine frame, which we almost have. The only thing we're missing is a bronze gear. And in fact, I will take 4 bronze here, but I think I did process a couple of bronze gears between streams. I did. Look at that. We have 6 of them ready to go. Perfect. And we'll grab our steel on the way back. So boom, machine frame, boom, steel casing, and boom, basic energy cell. And this can hold up to 1.6 million redstone flux. So I think for now, all we really need to do here is just place this down somewhere around here. In fact, we might even just put it down like this. I was going to put it in line, like I was going to break this pipe and place it here. However, we do have to remember that this pipe is not just an energy pipe, it's also carrying our lava from this lava tank over to our smeltery. Now, there are 2 ways we could configure this. We could set, for example, the right here to input and the top to output. However, in the newer versions of Mechanism, you can just set one side to input and output. And so what should happen here is energy should come in when we have excess energy, when energy can go in, and then when we need energy, it should get pulled out and be used by the machines, I think. We'll have to check on this to see if that's actually working, but I'm pretty sure that that is how that should work. And as you can see, right now, for the first time in a long time, we are producing the full 240 redstone flux per tick, and all of that power is getting backed up in our basic energy cube. And quite a bit of waiting around for zinc later, and we now have the 8th and final block, and so should, hopefully, if we grab 1 ender pearl here, be able to make the 2nd and hopefully final pedestal upgrade base of the day. So once again, it is zinc in the corners, it's gold in the middle. The gold kind of looks a little bit like this, and then you surround the gold with uranium. And then finally, the top corners, once again, are made of zinc. Throw in the ender pearl, and boom, 2 pedestal upgrade bases. So, back up here, we need to turn one of those into the XP anvil upgrade, which we should now be able to do. The only thing we're missing is a bottle or enchanting. And as luck would have it, you can actually just right-click a glass bottle onto the jumbo tank, and you get a bottle of enchanting. So once we have that, we can drop that in. Boom. And boom, we have the XP anvil upgrade. And then finally, we're going to use this XP magnet upgrade, which is made in a very similar fashion. This one requires a block of iron, a block of redstone, and yet another bottle of experience. Boom and boom. And so now the way that this works is a little confusing at first, but once you get your head around it, it's really not too bad. So in order to set this up, we are going to need quite a few more pedestals. So let's see if we can't make a good number more of those. For that, we are going to need more cobblestone. And so real quick, let's just do a bit of stone smelting over here. And 32 stone later, we should hopefully be able to make this work. So I think we need a total of 6 pedestals. Let's see if we can't make 5 more here. So we've got 1, 2, and to make sure that's in like so. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful. So the idea here, and again, we'll do it in here for now just because we have space. But the idea here is that you have 1 pedestal in the middle, and that pedestal is going to have the anvil upgrade placed upon it. So again, place it into the shield slot and then right click it on. This is now the anvil pedestal. We then put 4 pedestals around the anvil pedestal that are 1 block away from that pedestal, like this. Now, at this point, what we have to do is we have to get experience into this pedestal here. And the way we do that is by using another pedestal with this magnet upgrade. So let's say we put that one, I don't know, over here for now. This one doesn't need to specifically go in any specific place. It just needs to be close to this pedestal. So we'll do the same thing, shield slot, right click. And then now, if we stand on this, I believe that's going to start pulling the XP out of it. You can see that slowly but surely our experience is getting used up. And I think if we were to get the linking tool, we might be able to see how much XP is inside of here by shift right clicking. No, I am incorrect. The tool that we need here is the upgrade tool. This should allow us to see more information about each given pedestal, which is going to be quite useful here. So again, for this, we need 1 red dye, 1 green dye, 1 blue dye. Blue dye, super easy for us to get. We should, I believe, have a beet growing down here. We do, perfect. So we can steal one of those. And it's also, I was going to say, it's also possible we might have a cactus. Unfortunately, it looks like we don't. However, we should still have 1 cactus left from last stream. Yeah, let's quickly go and grow another cactus here. So 1 quick cactus smelt later, we have a green dye as well. And that should be pretty much everything for the upgrade tool. So with this, I'm fairly certain that we can either right click or shift right click. And I don't think it's shift right click. If we just right click with it, we can see that it gives us information. So it tells us the experience level stored, which is currently 1, the affected area, the XP level transferred at a time, and some other information. If we right click here, we can see right now XP level stored is 0 and correctly placed surrounding pedestals is 4, that being these 4 right here. So what we need to do now is we need to get a chest or some kind of storage device. I feel like a chest is going to be our best option here. And we need to place that chest underneath the pedestal that has the anvil upgrade. So let's put that right about there. At that point, I believe what we want to do is we want to place the item that is going to be enchanted into this chest. So in that case, it's the pedestal upgrade for fertilizer. We then want to put the enchantment that we want to add to it onto one of the surrounding pedestals, like so. And then now we have to give this enough levels to make that happen. So there are a few things we can do here. We can stand and do this. However, I think what might be a faster method is probably going to be to maybe grab the mechanism tank and also grab the XP tap. I don't know if the XP tap is going to work on the mechanism tank, but I'm thinking if we switch this to bucket mode by pressing N, make sure bucket mode is on. Let's go ahead and fill this up. Then, at that point, if we bring that over, we could ideally put this down. Again, we're going to turn off bucket mode for that. Put that down, put the tap on it, and pull out. Now, someone has actually mentioned in the Twitch chat that I'm incorrect here because I did mention earlier that I want to, if possible, try and get speed 5. Right now we just have speed 3, and so instead what we actually want to do here is reapply this pedestal upgrade. And we want to wait on the pedestal, on the fertilizer upgrade. What we actually want to do is we want to go ahead and grab another one of these focused books, and we basically want to do the exact same thing. We're going to take it, and we're going to make sure that we have 30 levels. Let's quickly see if this does work. It does, beautiful. So once we get up to 30, we will once again head on over to our enchantment table. This should be, I think, a pretty much guaranteed speed 3. Oh, we got speed 4. That is interesting. I'll take it because that's going to save us some time. Let's go quickly make another one of these books. If we can get speed 3 now, that's basically us good to go. So let's make one more book and do this. In my testing, I didn't get a single speed 4, so I was kind of under the assumption speed 3 might be the max, but let's try that again. So speed 3 is the current option. Let's quickly grab 3 more levels from our trusty XP tap here, and in doing so, we have basically emptied out this tank, but that's fine. We can always go ahead and refill it up, of course, in bucket mode over at the jumbo tank. So once again, boom, boom, and boom. And so now all we should have to do is combine this pedestal speed 3 book with our current pedestal speed 3 book to get another pedestal speed 4 book. And then if we combine both pedestal speed 4 books, we should get a pedestal speed 5 book. So let's place the pedestal speed 3 book into the chest. That's the thing that we're wanting to combine with this book. And then at that point, I think all we have to do is make sure that there are enough levels in this pedestal for this system to work. So if we turn the tap on here, I'm fairly certain that this will start filling up. You'll see the XP levels stored is going up quite quickly there. It's actually gone straight up to 22, and it's taken all of the XP out of that tank, which is perfect. Now all we need to do is we need to link this pedestal to this pedestal. In the pedestals mod, the way that you link pedestals is kind of backwards. What you do is you shift right click on the destination, which in our case is this pedestal, and then you right click on the sender. You'll then see a link successful, and you'll see the green particle effects over here mean that there is experience in there. And you may have also just heard the Minecraft anvil sound. That's because the enchanted book in the chest was combined with the enchanted book on the pedestal. And in here, if we left click, we now have a second pedestal speed for enchanted book. If we do the same thing again, if we put one on here and one down in there, if we have enough levels, it will craft. If we look with this guy, we'll currently see that we don't have enough levels. We only have 6. And so once again, all we need to do is grab the tank, quickly fill that up in bucket mode, turn off bucket mode, drop it back down, tap, release. And as soon as there's enough experience in there, we get a tier 5 pedestal speed upgrade. And then the final upgrade, you put it back on again, you put in the fertilizer upgrade, and boom, we have a pedestal upgrade that is 20 times faster than it was previously. So back over here, let's try this again, shall we? So we'll drop down the inferium seed, we will drop down the pedestal, and we will, of course, apply this. So now we should hopefully see this being much quicker. Oh yeah, that is significantly faster. And once again, if we combine that with the watering can here, I'm assuming that's going to make that even quicker than it was previously. This still might not seem like it's lightning fast. However, for mystical agriculture, this is super quick. And bear in mind that we can surround the pedestal. Obviously, it works in a 3x3 area, so we can fully surround this pedestal with these inferium seeds for extremely fast inferium, at least relative to how it initially started. Going forward, we can also, of course, add area of effect upgrades to increase the range of the speed as well, to make it even bigger and cover a larger area so we can grow even more plants even more quickly. So now, chat, all we really need to do is find a way to automate this, and I think that's probably where we want to delve a little deeper into the world of industrial foregoing. So industrial foregoing adds 2 machines that we're going to use here. It adds a plant sower and a plant gatherer. Used in conjunction, these are going to allow us to automate the farming of inferium, to basically get an infinite amount of inferium essence, and hopefully quite quickly as well. So if we type in plant here, down at the bottom, we have both the plant gatherer and the plant sower. Neither of these really seem too difficult. They both require a pity machine frame, which again requires plastic, as well as iron ingots and a regular machine frame. The regular machine frame, again, should be nice and easy for us. We'll take 2 of those. Over here, we should have a good amount of plastic ready to go. So we'll take some of the dry rubber and some of the cured rubber, craft those up into industrial foregoing plastic, and at that point, we should be able to make 2 of these pity machine frames. From there, the plant gatherer needs 2 iron axes, 1 and 2, along with a regular Minecraft hoe. And then finally, 2 gold gears, which we do not have, however, as per usual. If we just go ahead and grab 8 gold here, we can throw those into the multi-servo press, and we should be good to go. Looking ahead a little bit, the plant sower requires 2 gears as well, this time in the form of iron gears. So there's 2 gold and 2 iron gears. Perfect. And I think, chat, that should be pretty much everything we need. So plant gatherer is done. And then plant sower just needs 2 regular Minecraft pistons, along with a flower pot, which is going to require that we quickly smelt up 3 clay here. But that should be basically everything. Now, by default, these 2 machines do not have a particularly large range. If I go ahead and place down this plant gatherer, for example, and I open it up, there is a little button inside, I think, pretty much all of the machines from industrial foregoing that is show working area. So if we click this, you'll see that by default, it just works in the 1 block area in front of it. Going forward, we can upgrade that to make it work in a much larger area, utilizing some add-ons. These right here, those range from tier 1 all the way up to tier 12, and you'll see that each one gives an extra bit of range. For now, I think it's probably going to make more sense to just try and automate the 1 bit that we have. So plant sower, let's do 1 of those. And again, this also has that 1 block radius. So let's see here if we can't make this work. We don't have any power down here, so I'm kind of thinking that it actually might not be a terrible idea to move this setup kind of over to the power generation. So over here, if we do something somewhat janky, but if we do... it's interesting though, because the plant sower needs to go beneath the block of dirt that's going to house the plant we're going to grow. And so I think what we might have to do is something like this. Basically, now, if we put the Inferium seed into the plant sower, ideally, it should plant that onto the dirt above it. Yeah, this does work. It just needed to be hoed initially. Now that it's been hoed once, it should just continue to work. So if we break that and put it back in again, it automatically gets planted. Nice. So from there, all we have to do is put down the harvester, which I believe we want to put down here because it faces kind of in the same direction that you're facing when you place it. And at that point, all we have to do is hook up 1 more universal cable here. In fact, if we just move this cable up to here, that should start getting power, as well as lava. Let's turn off that. If we disable the right-hand side, so in this machine, there is the orange button here, which is for the output slots. These are where items are held. And then there is the sludge slot, which has been filled with lava here. If I set that to push, we might be able to get rid of that lava, although I think what we want to do here is set that right-hand side to disable, and then from there, if we just go and grab our tank, I think we should be able to pull all of that lava out simultaneously. Just a quick heads up, these machines can be a little confusing sometimes. I was under the impression that the front of this machine was the side that does the farming, and so in my mind, the right-hand side would be this slot, right? This button here would represent this side, but actually this here is the front of the machine. The side that points at you when you put it down is the front. And so it's actually this side, right? If we're standing here, it's the left side that's connected and needs disabling. So you click sludge, which refers to this tank, and you just disable that left-hand slot there. What we probably want to do actually is we probably want to get a liquid trash can. The way that the plant gatherer works is as it harvests plants, it will slowly but surely build up on sludge, and as it builds up on sludge, it actually gets slower and slower as it goes along. So what we want to do is we want to put down a liquid trash can, let's say on the right there, and then if we set the right-hand side of here to push, which is one of the options, that will now push any liquid from that tank into the trash can. So no longer should lava be making its way in, and going forward, as sludge is generated, it should be deleted so as not to slow down the harvesting of our Inferium seeds. At this point, we of course want to replace down our pedestal, so let's do something like this, with our new upgrade. Nice. That's harvested. And then from here, I'm pretty sure we're always going to get one Inferium seed, but basically all we have to do is set up a pipe that takes the Inferium seed out of the plant gatherer and sends it back around into the plant sower. I think for that, we are probably going to want to get some kind of pipe upgrade. I don't know if the basic pipe upgrade has that functionality, but I think the improved pipe upgrade does. So once again, Twitch chat have pointed out that I'm being a bit of a fool here. As per usual, the item pipes will only extract items that they can send to their destination. So in this case, you can't put Inferium Essence into the plant sower at all. And so all we have to do is put down item pipes and make sure that the top one here is set to extract. And at that point, it should pull the seed out. It should send it round. The seed gets planted by the sower. The seed grows nice and quickly thanks to our pedestal here. It gets harvested by the plant gatherer, sent back around, replanted, and the process repeats over and over and over again. And as a byproduct, we get Inferium Essence. And so I think the final piece of the puzzle here, chat, is for me to grab maybe just a regular old draw. Obviously, this one is not colored in any way. It's just a regular draw for now. But if we do that, and if we also maybe go ahead and grab an emerald upgrade, what we should be able to do is we should be able to drop this down, let's say right about here. We can then place Inferium Essence into here. We do want to make sure we lock that with our draw key. And at that point, in here, we can go to Output, which is the orange section. We can set the front, which is the back, the side that's connecting to the draw, which is called the front. We can set that to push, and that should start pushing that Inferium Essence out into this drawer here. And at that point, chat, we basically have an automated Inferium farm. Now, of course, this could be much bigger. Again, if we were to get a few add-ons for our plant sower and our plant gatherer, and if we were to make a lot more Inferium seeds, we could set up a 3x3, a 5x5, a 9x9, a 15x15, like just huge farms of Inferium if we wanted to. But I think for now, this is probably fine. I think we managed to focus in some of this pedestal's speed onto this one plant. And I think now between streams, we're going to gather a large amount of Inferium Essence. The idea being that next time we can come back, we can look at making our first infusion crystal here. And that's going to allow us to start upgrading the essence from Inferium up to, and actually, where do we start? Here we go. From Inferium up to Prudentium, up to Tertium, and then, of course, along into Imperium and Supremium, and eventually the creative one as well. And yeah, we can start looking at actually making all of the different seeds available to us. There are a bunch of quests in the book here to get all of the tier 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 seeds. And yeah, we can really start farming, you know, nether, coral, dyes, coal, rubber, silicon, copper, aluminum, sulfur, diamonds, apatite, all kinds of stuff can be farmed with mystical agriculture. So going forward, we will definitely be increasing the size of this farm. And I also think that eventually we're probably going to want to move our farms up to the surface, especially as they get bigger. I think having an array of farms up here is going to be the best option for us, especially given that we don't really need to go that high either. Also, chat is reminding me I should definitely apply this storage upgrade. Let's not forget that. Boom. And that's going to give us significantly more capacity. So hopefully when we come back, we might have more than the default 2048 that is usually available. But guys, I think for now, that is probably where we're going to wrap things up for today. This setup here does work. It is super janky, but it gets the job done, and it really opens the door for us to start work on more mystical agriculture in the coming streams. Of course, we do still have more quests that we can work on. Extreme Reactors is going to allow us to really level up our power game. There's also some of the late game stuff like Emerald Sifting and Space that we can work on, and in the newer versions of the Modpack is still getting regular updates, which is super encouraging to see, but they've now added even more to the extended crafting quest, and I think there's even some creative challenges at the end here for things like the creative controller from Refined Storage, a creative power input plug, a creative storage disk, creative upgrades, creative fluid storage disks. All of these recipes are probably going to be fairly difficult for us. They require the ultimate singularity, which is pretty pricey. However, I'm sure it's all something that we can do in due time. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's Seaopolis stream there.